Hello, friends. How are you? Happy Monday. How's things? How was your weekend? I am tired of gray, depressing weather. If I wanted gray, depressing weather, I'd move to the UK. It's been just like overcast and drizzly for a week, and it looks like it's going to be that way for a while. Weekend. Did you do anything? I worked on songs. I got a question for my guitar friends. Maybe bass friends. If I have any bass friends, I do. I've been having little conversations with a bass player recently. That's fantastic. Thank you. I've been working on a song that it's pushing me. It's pushing me a lot, and it's a very slow song. Like we're playing this song at probably 72 beats a minute. Like it's a slow, kind of a ballad type song. But I'm working on a walking bass line. A walking bass line is essentially playing on every quarter note and just keep moving, so there's all this motion in the bass, do 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 do, and you're just playing through, and it's fun. But the problem that I have is I forget that I don't. Not everything has to move up and down the neck, meaning that play a string, here's a note, here's the next note, here's the next note, here's the next note, you just move down. You can also move this way. So here's a note, you can get to the next note, and then the next note could be down a string. And I forget that. And so I'm working on these patterns, and I'm trying to remember that, hold on, I don't have to move this way. I can kind of, but and it's not sticking in my head. I don't know how to get that to stick. There's got to be, on bass, specifically bass, because it's tuned in fourths, there's patterns. And those patterns are universal, meaning that if I want to play a scale, I only have to know the pattern of the scale, and then where I start that scale, nothing changes. It just, now I'm playing a C, move down here, now it's a D. Move up here, now it's an A. Whatever. The pattern is the same everywhere. Everywhere. Obviously, it's not when you, whatever. When you run out of strings, it's not, but sure. So I know these patterns. I know root fifths on, root fifth is the same regardless of what, unless you're playing a flat fifth or a sharp fifth, but whatever. Root fifth is the same, major, minor, doesn't matter. That's a simple thing. And that's like the bassist's, fallback. If I can't play anything else, I can just go root fifth. Do do do. You've heard root fifth. If you've listened to music, you've heard root fifth your whole life. Like it's the most basic foundation of any song. 1 3 5, pretty strong too. That pattern though does change based on whether you're playing a major or minor. But it's pretty straightforward. So anyway, the point is. By the way, 1 4 5 is also common because it doesn't change, but whatever. Getting in my head, I don't know. I think this is just a thing that's going to come with time. That just learning that, hold on, I don't have to go down here for the F. I can go back up. And maybe that's an easier change on my hand. I guess I'll just figure that stuff out. What I will say, though, remarkably, this music that I'm learning, the fascinating part about it to me is when I was learning bass last year, taking this course, watching YouTube videos, there was like all of these people are telling you, I have the method that will unlock the fretboard for you. I will teach you, here's how you learn the notes. Do this thing and you'll figure it out, and then just practice 20 minutes a day and then until you've got it, and then you'll move on to the next note and you find the notes and you'll whatever. Sure, that works. But the thing that worked the most for me, I mean, the absolute thing that worked the most for me was in the course that I took last year. The guy said, I want you to learn 6 notes and that's it. You don't need to learn any other notes. Just learn these 6. Okay? Top E string, 3rd fret, that's a G. 5th fret, A. 7th fret, B. 1 string down, C, D, E. Done. You don't need to learn anything else. Because if you know those 6 notes, you can find the other notes very quickly. They're all just right there. And because the bass is tuned in fourths, if you just move those down, and down 2 strings, down 2 frets, it's the same pattern. G, A, B, C, D, E. Simple. Find the notes. And what I've discovered is learning these new songs on jazz songs, I'm just looking at a lead sheet that says we're playing F sharp. I don't have to immediately in my head know where an F sharp is. I can just, I can look and go, oh, that's an E. F sharp's right there. No, oh, F's here. No big deal. And what I've figured out is, surprise, when you learn songs that way, you just learn where the notes are. I don't know how. You just figure it out, right? What I've figured out is there was one song we're playing where I need to know where an F is, where a G is, where a C is, in multiple positions because I'm changing the way I'm playing this song. And now, I didn't really consciously go F sharp, G, D. I'm not consciously naming these notes, but just knowing that, oh, right here, I'm looking at my chart that says we're playing an F sharp minor 7 or whatever. And I'm got my finger here. I just know that's an F sharp. I just know that now. It's just a thing. And it's just related to playing these songs. And it's kind of magical, right? Like, as opposed to trying to sit down and structurally learn a thing, like, I don't know if that's beneficial. Like, I've known, this is the thing, I've known for the whole last year that the way I'm going to learn to play this instrument is to play this instrument. And I could take all the courses and do all the exercises in the world, but I'm not playing the instrument when I'm doing that. I'm learning exercises. I'm learning fingerings. And that stuff helps. Don't get me wrong. Learning to do the thing with this hand is extremely beneficial. But if you want to take the leap, learning to play the song is how you do that. Playing with other people. It took me 10 months to find somebody to play with. And now that I have that, I'm learning way faster. And it's so much fun. So much fun. I promise you I'm not becoming a jazz hole, but it's so much fun. I'm stupid excited to be able to share it with you. I think we're going to try to do maybe 1 or 2 more practices, and then we're going to we've got 3 songs that we think are like, we could play these songs, and we're going to start working on recording them, and I'd hopefully be able to share some of that with you. But it has to be a situation where, like me, I feel comfortable playing these for you right now, even though I will screw them up and not be able to play them correctly. But I need my bandmates to, like, I need him to be comfortable also sharing. Like, I'm not going to share something without his permission, and he feels he's not ready yet for me to share. So we have to wait, but we'll get there, and I'll show you what I'm talking about because I think it's fun. So anyway, sorry, that's just a bunch of bass guitarish talk that I don't know is important to anybody, but it's what's on my mind after a weekend of trying to play these songs. Thank you for watching. Give it a like, give it a comment, give it a subscribe, do the things, do the YouTube stuff. Help make this successful. I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's 1,000 plus little things happy, successful people do differently. We are learning 30 lessons for finding strength in hard times. We are on number 7. Don't make a problem bigger than it is. You should never let one dark cloud cover the entire sky. The sun is always shining on some part of your life. Sometimes you just have to forget how you feel, remember what you deserve, and keep pushing forward. My kid plays softball. We talked about that. We've talked about that a lot. When teams start to get in a slump, it's really easy to just make that problem compound. And one of the things that her coach has taught her is just turn the page. Like, boop, gone. Just worry about the next thing. Yeah. That's such a simple piece of advice that is fantastic. Just turn the page.